And here it is, 7 times more potent than the original. Andrew said he introduced it back in 1984. He did. He was a true pioneer and a leader in CoQ10 in the United States of America. And folks, we are so proud to offer this tonight as our best buy of the day. In the eyes of many, the most important supplement. Certainly, Andrew's most popular product with over 4,100 reviews. 3,500 of them are 5 stars. And Andrew, all of these years later, it's more potent, more powerful, and the best value it's ever been.
Well, first of all, to have a product that's roughly 90% 5-star reviews, about 97% positive reviews, it's a pretty amazing accomplishment, just because human beings are so interestingly different and we have such unique opinions about the things we use and the products we indulge in. But a product like this, we're all the same when it comes to our basic biochemistry. And there's no escaping the fact that CoQ10 is the central molecule for energy production. There's also no escaping the unfortunate fact that as we get older, the abundant requirements that our body has to produce CoQ10, we struggle to produce what we need. We need as much or we need more. But as we get older, we produce less and less. And unfortunately, there's not much CoQ10 available from our diet. If you look at what's in a capsule here, you're talking about eating pounds and pounds. Thousands of calories are the best source of CoQ10. And unfortunately, the best source of CoQ10 are things like eating cow brain or cow heart or cow liver. That, again, underscores how important CoQ10 is, that it's concentrated in the most important organs. So, again, if you want the most common sense, the most logical approach to energy, the most logical approach to supporting your organs, the various systems in your body working the best, they're all energy dependent. And energy, in terms of how we produce it, yes, you could look at fuel, carbohydrate, sugar, fat. We're not short of fuel. So adding more fuel is not going to solve the energy equation for us. Stimulants. Yes, stimulants will give you a sense of more energy as they stimulate the central nervous system, but it doesn't solve our energy problems. The way to solve our energy problems is to look at how those energy systems work and what are the weak links in those energy systems chains. And when you look at them, you're looking directly at CoQ10. And that's why 37 years ago, when CoQ10 first became available to be incorporated into a supplement, I believe I was the first person in America to do that. We've incorporated CoQ10 in my products since 1984, decades before anyone else. We did it better than anyone else did then. We still do it better. Best part of all, I never would have thought, with what's been going on in the world for the last year or so, that we'd have CoQ10 available in this quantity and available at this price, meaning its best price ever. So you're getting an ingredient that normally would be incredibly expensive on its own. We add vitamin D that's free if you choose to enjoy the benefits of 1,000 or 2,000 IU vitamin D3. And when you look how comprehensive this formula is, it's likely more comprehensive than the multivitamin you're taking, unless you're taking my multivitamin. So there's no CoQ10 product like this. If you're not enjoying the benefits of CoQ10, I look at it as a serious, just a serious error in terms of gifting your body the most important identified ingredient for energy production, and also to ensure that our heart, our brain, our critical organs work their very best, and also our ability to protect those organs, because life is difficult and life challenges those organs. So not only do they need the energy to sustain themselves, they need the energy to protect themselves, and that's what CoQ10 does.
It's one of the very first supplements that I ever shopped for after I started working with Andrew, and I take mine every single day. And you'll see in reviews what people talk about, sense of well-being. They talk about their energy levels, doing things that maybe they hadn't done before. But just quickly to Andrew's point, this is the pricing. As we celebrate 25 years of Andrew Lessman on HSN, please take a look, because this is huge. We have a choice of 30, 60, 120, 240, or the specialty size of the 500 caps. That's never normally available, and it won't be available again after today. It's only for the today's special. The pricing is typically this column right here, and tomorrow it will be that price again. If you order it today, look at the deal. You can go for the largest size, which of course most people do. It's $199.90 versus $511 and change. You are saving way more than you're even spending. It's on FlexPay, it's on free shipping and handling. Everything we offer tonight will come with an extended return policy. Feel the difference is the big thing with CoQ10. You've got all of October and November and December till the end of January to decide if it's right for you. And if you're not feeling that difference, Andrew and I would of course want you to send it back to us. But this is an opportunity to really give it a go. Now, all the options are the same price. So you can do CoQ10 by itself or do 1,000 IU of vitamin D or the 2,000 IU of vitamin D. But to Andrew's point, that addition is free. And when you look at it, it's the extraordinary CoQ10, certainly, but then this comprehensive list of nutrients that's also included in the formula. That's what sets, Andrew, you apart from everybody else in the market.
Well, when you look at CoQ10, CoQ10, as important as it is, CoQ10 doesn't deliver its benefits on its own. And if we look at our body is incredibly complex in how it goes about doing things. And CoQ10 is the most critical and, say, central ingredient in energy production, but it requires a whole range of other components, from B vitamins, especially vitamin B12. Most supplements deliver vitamin B12 in a form that is not highly available, not highly active, and also delivers a little bit of cyanide, a poison at the same time, cyanocobalamin. So when you're looking at, say, our formula here, it's incredibly, incredibly comprehensive. You're looking at a formula that, if we could skip to that chart, it's a formula that delivers more than just the coenzyme Q10, and at levels almost 7 times higher than we delivered originally in 1984. And actually, when I first came to HSN, the original formula had 30 milligrams of CoQ10, and it was more expensive per capsule then than the formula is today, delivering 200 milligrams. So this is, as I said, it's the best pricing ever for our CoQ10 Today special. You get to choose whether you want to add vitamin D or not, but can we get to that chart?
And you can see there that amazing color. It really is spectacular, the way the vitamin, it pops, and that's all real. That's all natural coloring. There's no additives or colors, artificial, that are in there. We're busy already, folks. Please bear with us if you're on hold. We're going to get to you momentarily. If you're on hsn.com, that's going to be your fastest way to check out for sure. Last time we had this as a Today special was a year ago. It's like an annual tradition. So if you know that you're starting to run out, make sure you stock up and get yours tonight, and then you're all good and set. The reality is, for me included, I couldn't live without my CoQ10 now, because the difference it has on me, and I work crazy hours and all over the place. Maybe you're at home all day, running around after the kids, maybe you're on your feet all day, but as we age, as Andrew said, we lose that. We don't have the essential energy production that we need, and CoQ10 helps to give it to us. You can go to so many of the stores and find different CoQ10s, but none of them compare to this. And everything that Andrew does, as we're going to see momentarily, follows the science and the research. It's a formula that has evolved over the years. It never stays the same. That's one of the big things that you can always rely on with Andrew and everybody at ProCaps, is that it's always to the very best it can possibly be. Andrew, I think with so many folks who have been with you over 25 years, which is a huge milestone, the reason people keep coming back is because they do feel the difference with things like CoQ10.
And then even if you read the reviews there, you'll see so many people that haven't just been with me since the last 25 years at HSN, but the 5.5 years that preceded that at QVC, and the more than decade that preceded that, where we were offering our products directly. Right. So it's something. I've been manufacturing vitamins for 42 years, and when you look behind me, this is not some Hollywood set. This is our manufacturing facilities, and we manufacture everything ourselves. I said this before, that most vitamin companies aren't really vitamin companies. They make no investment in their vitamin manufacturing. They just make an investment in marketing and advertising. The most important thing we do is make our vitamins different. Our CoQ10, perfect example. All of the ingredients, I'll lean down here, all the ingredients in the product are, as you can see on this chart, that's the only thing that's in the product. There's no binders or fillers or lubricants or flowing agents, and some of you might say, well, big deal. There's no other vitamin or pharmaceutical in the world that could say that. That when you look at that label, the CoQ10, the vitamin D3, the B12, our special natural B12 that's protected, our special non-acidic vitamin C, a full B-complex, including a special methyl folate, all of those ingredients are the exclusive ingredients in the product. We're not burdening you with additives or manufacturing additives or binders or fillers or colors or flowing agents. So that's unique, and we're the only company in the world that does that. So we make all of the products for you because it was my goal to make products that were different, that didn't burden you with ingredients that you don't want. If you want those additional ingredients in a food you eat, God bless you, that's good. But in a supplement, you should only get the healthy things that you want. A supplement is all about your health. It should be purely about your health. And if they can be made without additives, which we're the only company that does that, then that's the way they should be made. And that's why we make everything. And as I said before, we have several 100,000 square feet of manufacturing space here. We started originally in Santa Monica and probably about 500 square feet of manufacturing space. So in the last 42 years, there's been an enormous amount of growth thanks to everyone out there in the last 25 years at HSN. I mean, those are the solar panels that cover our parking lot, making our parking more cool during the summer. And also it makes sure that we have no carbon footprint. Another thing, we were offering CoQ10 for the last 37 years, long before it was fashionable. I've had no carbon footprint in terms of a manufacturing facility for almost 30 years, again, long before it was fashionable. I try to run my company as responsibly as we could, both from an environmental standpoint and from the standpoint of the quality of our products, the science behind those products. And that's why you look at a product like this, I'd be happy 50, 60% of our reviews were 5-star reviews. You look at a product like this and it's approaching 90% of the reviews that are 5-star reviews.
Andrew, can I read a couple of the reviews? I have them right beside me.
Sure, please.
There's a lot to choose from. We just grabbed a couple. Andrew always delivers. I love all of Andrew's products. He never disappoints me. I especially love his CoEnzyme Q10. It's an essential product for me. I can take it on an empty stomach with no problems at all, and the benefits from taking this are just wonderful. Andrew's CoQ10 is like no other, and blood work has proven that to me. I've been taking it for about 2 years and will never be without. Keeps you going with energy. I know when I don't have any energy is when I don't have CoQ10. It helps me get through the toughest part of the day in the afternoon. My partner and sons love it as much as I do. I can't imagine being without CoQ10. I feel so much better. I had first ordered the CoEnzyme Q10 capsules 5 years ago. I've been taking them daily ever since. About 2 hours after I took my first capsule, I had the best and longest workout since turning 50. I'm now in my late 50s, and prior to taking these vitamins, I had been noticing a decline in my workout endurance. Among other benefits, I'm able to complete the elliptical and weight training. My mood has improved. Highly recommend. I'll do one last one. Finally, perfect formula. I didn't know how important CoQ10 was until Andrew Lessman explained it. I was low on vitamin D according to an annual doctor visit, so I ordered CoQ10 200 with vitamin D3 2000. Now it's part of my daily vitamins. You have helped so many of us with your safe vitamins and minerals. And Andrew, to that end, once again tonight, we have CoQ10 by itself, or you can choose the one with vitamin D in it.
Right. You have, it's same price, CoQ10 on its own, and my CoQ10 is never on its own. CoQ10 is so important that you don't want to make this huge investment in CoQ10 and then be disappointed because the other B vitamins or B12 or whatever it might be was absent and didn't allow you to experience the full benefits of CoQ10. So we make sure that no stone is left unturned. As they say, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So we make sure there are no weak links. You get your CoQ10. So even the CoQ10 without vitamin D is an extremely comprehensive formula. Or you could choose the CoQ10 with 1,000 IU vitamin D3 added, same price, or with 2,000 IU vitamin D3 added, same price. Vitamin D, it's very affordable, and vitamin D is so important that it's my bonus to you. So whichever one you choose, if you choose the ones with vitamin D, basically the vitamin D was free. And I have some charts here I just wanted to read. They sort of summarize the science. Tomorrow throughout the day, I'll read some of the direct quotes from the science, but all of these are extracted from the science. But CoQ10, as I've said before, it functions exactly like an essential and protective vitamin. In fact, when vitamins go to work in your body, they go to work in their coenzyme form. So the very name of coenzyme Q10 is the name of a vitamin. Must be present in all living cells or they cannot produce energy or remain alive. In fact, the only reason why CoQ10 is technically not a vitamin is your body can make a bit of it. But as we get older, our body makes more and more, makes less and less. Our body needs more and more. So as we age, CoQ10 really becomes more and more of the most important vitamin out there, right there with, say, vitamin D. But as we continue on these charts here, reduced levels are a normal result of aging, stress, poor diet, smoking, consumption of alcohol, and prescription drugs. Most prescription drugs do affect CoQ10 levels. And as CoQ10 levels go down, inevitably fatigue and your organs not performing as well as they could because they don't produce energy as effectively, it's a consequence. So fatigue is among the most common and frequent complaints heard by physicians. CoQ10 is the body's key central molecule for all cellular energy production. And every single cell in your body is responsible for its own energy. It can't rely on its neighbor. Reduced CoQ10 levels can logically and inevitably result in low energy and fatigue. CoQ10 is essential for the production of all energy within all metabolic work, within all cells, tissues, and organs. Our vital organs require a constant supply of energy, and CoQ10 is required to keep them functioning at their very best. The highest levels of CoQ10 are found in the most vital organs: heart, brain, liver, kidneys, lungs, and pancreas. That's why the best source of CoQ10 from a dietary standpoint is going to be heart, liver, brains of, say, a cow or chicken. The heart never rests. The heart delivers all oxygen and nutrients to all cells for all energy production. The heart requires abundant energy and the most CoQ10 of all organs. And as we age, our heart must get along with less CoQ10, which is not a decision any of us would really want to make. Abundant CoQ10 is required for optimal heart function and general health. The brain never rests as well, even when we sleep. It's constantly working and repairing. We know that. We dream. The brain is at the center of our conscious and unconscious universe. It is our consciousness. Pound for pound, the brain uses more energy than any other vital organ. Due to these extreme energy requirements, healthy, optimum brain function requires abundant levels of CoQ10, which, as I said, as we age, those levels of CoQ10 go down. Just in terms of energy, there are 100 trillion cells in the human body. By the way, in terms of the number trillion, many people think trillion's kind of a manageable number. You know, a million, 1,000 million is a billion. Another 1,000 billion is a trillion. So when we think about a trillion, if we look at a trillion, I think if we added up the number of seconds, it would require how long a trillion seconds is, let's say that. I think that's something like 30,000 years. And if we look at the fact that we have 100 trillion cells in our body, if those 100 trillion cells were seconds, that would be the equivalent of 3 million plus years. To give you a sense of how many cells there are in our body and how many of those individual cells, each of them must be responsible for their own independent energy supply. And CoQ10 must be present in every one of those cells in abundant quantities for optimum energy to be produced. So these are staggering numbers when you think about it, but our body is a staggering machine in how it does its work. Energy is essential for a healthy, enjoyable life, and oxidative stress and reduced supplies of CoQ10 can contribute to fatigue. CoQ10 is not just essential for all energy production, but equally important for cellular antioxidant production. The greatest fallout in every cell results from energy production, and CoQ10 is the first and best defense against that fallout. So not only do our cells require CoQ10 to produce all the energy that we experience and that we live and enjoy life by having available to us, but CoQ10 is also, again, when we look at this God-given blueprint, CoQ10 is also the best production from energy, the best protection from energy production in our cells. The most essential component of energy production is the most essential protection from that energy production. That was easy for me to say.
Andrew, you don't need to worry about it. If I was only just a quarter as smart as you are, I'd be very, very happy. A billion, trillion, it's all very exciting stuff. And it all basically boils down to this. Andrew's been here 25 years. Right now, behind him, that's where your vitamins come from. That's where they're made right now for you as part of this today's special. I honestly can tell you the times that I've been there with Andrew and the team are just, it blows my mind every time. Nobody is as dedicated to the pursuit of perfection as Andrew and everybody at ProCaps. And tonight we all benefit from that with our once a year today special, the best pricing of the year on the world's finest CoQ10. You know, it says in our graphics about vitality and well-being and energy. It's all of those things. Do you feel tired every day? Stress can certainly overtake us and we lose our motivation, our energy. CoQ10 is there to help pick us up, to give us that life-fueling energy that we need to get through the day. Tonight's offer is massive. I pulled a chart that really showed you when we talk about free, we mean free. Here's the price of the 500 capsules of the CoQ10. Well, you can see $4.14 and change. 500 capsules of vitamin D3 would be another $97 and change, which is equaling $511.98. Look at the price you're getting it for. That's a saving of $312.08. So tonight is your night to try it.
And Adam, if you even went further, if you looked at the vitamin B12, that's always a given in our CoQ10, that's a bonus. That B12 100 purchased separately would be about $97. So just the separate vitamin D and the separate vitamin B12 would get you basically to the price of, and that's 500 capsules, mind you. You don't take 5 capsules a day, you take 1. So that's a year and a half supply almost. So just the vitamin B12 and the vitamin D alone, without even considering CoQ10, which is an extremely expensive ingredient, mind you, and I said this before, if we went back to when I first came to HSN and we looked at CoQ10, 30 milligrams, that 30 milligram capsule cost more than the 200 milligram capsule today. And today it's more comprehensive. And today you also get vitamin D. So to think that in the last 20 plus years, the product has become multiple times less expensive. It didn't stay the same price. It became multiple times, not a percentage less expensive, but multiple times less expensive. To me, that's what I'm most proud of, that as a manufacturer, we have, especially with what's going on in the world and inflation and disruptions to the supply chain, I would have never dreamed that we would arrive at October, which is always our Today Special for CoQ10 for the last 25 years. I would have never dreamed that not only would we have it at a good price, but I never would have dreamed it would be at its best price. And I'm saying that as someone who's had CoQ10 available for 37 years. So this is an exciting opportunity. Again, this Today Special is once a year. That's what makes it so special. That's why we can make it so affordable, because we basically, as a manufacturer, we could control all of the cost components to make this Today Special a wonderful experience. So an extremely expensive product becomes an affordable product.
In a world where prices are going up, 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 it's incredible to think that this is not only maintaining, but is better than it's ever been before for the most potent CoQ10. And Andrew, just to kind of, lay the foundation for all of the words that are spoken, it's the written words that are so powerful. 4,100 reviews that really are testament to the quality of the product, the impact it has on people's lives. Andrew, you know as well as I do that most of us, when we look at products online, sometimes they're not authentic or real, sometimes they filter out the bad ones. On HSN, most products have about 10 or 20 reviews. For us to be able to say 4,100 is something you just don't hear.
And then when it's 4,100, and well over 3,500 or 5-star reviews.
True.
So that means in 4,100 reviews, only a little more than 500 weren't 5-star reviews. And guess what? Most of those were 4-star reviews. So it's, hopefully I give a nice balanced, objective sense of what CoQ10 is all about. But what's fantastic about those reviews is those are objective, independent, and unlike some of those very big websites out on the internet that know very well that the reviews on their website are not, they're made by bots or machines, but they're not real human beings sharing their real experience. These are real reviews. from real people like you who purchase the product. In fact, with my products, you can't even write a review on my product until after you've had a chance to use that product for a while. So we want to make sure that the review is really based upon your experience with the product, because those reviews are extremely powerful in terms of influencing others, and we don't want that power to be abused. We want to make sure that the reviews are as objective and as fair as possible.
And one quick review here that just caught my eye. Part of my health routine. This is an essential part of my wellness routine. I've done lots of research on the product and have found that Andrew's to be the best. I've been taking it for several years. On my most recent wellness exam, my physician, after discussing my weight loss, diet choices, supplements I take, and the results of all my numbers, blood pressure, cholesterol, etc., exclaimed, "How does it feel to be in charge of your health?" Well, it feels wonderful. Thank you, Andrew. And tonight we are putting you in charge of your health as well. This is the day to order it. It's the day to say, let me give this a go. It's been on HSN for how many years now? Andrew's been doing this since 1984, the pioneer of CoQ10 in the United States of America. You might go to the store, the big box store, and see CoQ10. It's not this. You cannot compare. It's apples to oranges. And the value tonight is really astonishing. Everybody is so proud to be able to say it. Everyone else pricing going up, we are doing the best pricing ever. 500 caps is a unique exclusive size that's only good for today. When the day's over, that size goes away. It's important because it represents the best value. Right now I can buy 500 caps for $199. That's, you know, compared to the 240 caps, that would cost me $253 normally. So I'm getting better than a buy one, get one as it were. I'm saving $312. I'm getting vitamin D if I want it. I'm getting that full complement of other nutrients as well that really make a comprehensive formula. But again, what does it do for you? Andrew, I said right at the start of the presentation, your most popular product, and also in the eyes of many, the most important that you bring to us.
Well, I often say that in terms of separate nutrients and vitamins really are the foundation of the nutrients in our diet. I've often said vitamin D is the most important. It also happens to be the most affordable. That's great. I talk about vitamin B12, how it's really scarce in the American diet, and it's poorly supplemented and poorly delivered in most products. So whether I might say, you know, CoQ10, I think, might be the most important single component in terms of supplementation. Even if we consider vitamins, with this product, you don't have to argue whether, well, is it really vitamin D or is it really B12 or maybe it's vitamin C or maybe it's CoQ10. Well, you don't have to worry about that because you're getting all of them.
Right.
So whatever your school of thought might be, however you read the science, when you look at this product makes sure you're covering all your bases. Earlier today, someone who'd asked me who loves my CoQ10 product said, I love your CoQ10 product, but I went to the gym, and that's why everyone seems to ask me vitamin questions at the gym. So they said, how can I get more CoQ10 for my diet? I really love CoQ10, and I want to get even more from my diet. Unfortunately, it's basically impossible. Most people get just a few milligrams a day from their diet, and we'd have to replace 500 milligrams every day. And as we get older, our body's ability to make that 500 milligram absolutely positively goes away. These are the best sources of CoQ10 in our diet. The very best. Pork heart, chicken liver, beef heart. Again, our organs concentrate CoQ10 because it's precious, and those organs do the hard work that keeps us alive. But even if you wanted to be the equivalent of 1 capsule a day, you'd be eating thousands of calories of these different sources of meat. And as you notice, there's no fruits or vegetables on there because they're not a source of CoQ10. But even something like eggs, which many people think are a good source of CoQ10, 140,000 calories per capsule of my CoQ10. Even beef heart would be almost 3,000 calories. So unfortunately, there's no good dietary source of CoQ10, and that's the content. If you look at a quarter pound of these typical foods, 8 ounces of milk, you're talking about, and you look at that there, that's why the average American consumes a few milligrams of CoQ10 a day, because those are the very best sources, and look how little you get from a typical serving. So again, we know CoQ10 is critical for our energy production, critical to our feeling the very best, have the energy we need to lead our best lives. for our brain to function at its very best, our heart to function at its very best. When we consider that, and we know that our ability to produce CoQ10 will suffer with age meaning over the age of 25, it continues to go down with each succeeding decade. When you consider that CoQ10 is critical for our body's vital organs to protect themselves, when you consider all these factors, we really are left with the only consideration being supplementation. It doesn't have to be my product. I've shared why mine is the most comprehensive and likely to give you the best results. I've been doing it for 37 years. It's probably the best reviewed CoQ10 product in the world. But you don't have to get mine. And the most important thing is that you understand the information, because I think that will lead you to a decision to supplement CoQ10. And if you take any prescription medications, if you drink alcohol, if you smoke, you need to supplement CoQ10. Cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, antidepressants, bisphosphonates, drugs that treat osteoporosis, beta blockers, antihypertensives. Virtually every drug you might take that actually burdens your liver has an impact and implications for the CoQ10 synthesis in your bodies. And if you're taking cholesterol-lowering drugs, you need to really supplement CoQ10, because it lowers your CoQ10 levels. And that's why the most common side effect of those cholesterol-lowering drugs is typically fatigue and muscle aches. So CoQ10 is really something that should be given side by side with cholesterol-lowering statin drugs.
I mean, it's a long list of how so many of us can benefit. That is for sure. We're so thrilled to see so many of you ordering yours. If you're on hsn.com, that's your fastest way in. Thousands and thousands of orders have come through. 25 years of Andrew on HSN, and the world's finest CoQ10 product is in my hands. But I don't want it to be in my hands, I want it to be in your hands. Because I know, just like when I started taking it, or like when Colleen started taking it, or Amy, or Shannon, you will feel a distinct difference. Vitality, well-being, and energy, and so much more. Thank you for your orders on this. I'm excited to see what you've got to say. Maybe you'll be the next person to read a review, and we'll be reading yours on the